Ever feel like your to-do list is running your life? Like you're constantly doing but never actually arriving anywhere? In this episode, we meet a woman who broke free from the relentless hamster wheel of busyness, the sleepless nights, the endless tasks, the mental overload, and finally reclaimed her peace. If you ever stood up in the middle of the night to add something to your list, this conversation is for you. Tune in and find out what happens when you stop living by the list and start living from your soul. Hi, welcome to the U World Order Showcase podcast, where we feature life, health, and transformational coaches stepping up to be the change that they seek in the world. I'm your host, Jill Hart, the Coach's Alchemist, on a mission to help coaches and entrepreneurs amplify their voice and monetize their mission and get visible, leveraging podcasts and Substack. Today, we are chatting with Cornelia K. Cornelia is an electrical engineer and personal energy strategist, as well as an author. She shows busy women, business women, how they can manage their personal energy so they can have all the energy to live the life they desire. She understands the challenges of juggling a demanding career, family, and personal goals while feeling drained and stuck. Her book, Change Your Energy, Change Your Life, is an Amazon bestseller, and we're really happy to have you here, Cornelia, and looking forward to this conversation. Welcome.
Oh, thank you so much for having me and this amazing introduction. I really feel very honored to be part of your incredible podcast and to speak to your amazing audience.
Well, I'm so glad that you decided to join me because the world needs to hear what you have to share.
Okay, wow, wonderful.
And so I'm going to ask you the big question. Are you ready?
Let me inhale. Now I'm ready.
Okay. What's the most significant thing, in your opinion, as individuals we can do to make an impact on how the world is going?
Wow, what a powerful question. I really love it. And I think for me, the answer is pretty simple. And being an energy maniac, of course, it's managing our personal energy. Because what I've learned is that most people are managing their time. But what I've experienced, when you're really sick, you can have all the time in the world, but you can't use it the way you want to use it. And that's, for me, my energy is so much more valuable. It's really precious to me. And that's why I started managing it. And I think life is so much easier and more joyful right now. And that's what I'm saying. It's so easy to manage your own energy. And it's, people feel it. And when you're happy and when you're having a powerful energy, you're uplifting others as well. And this is just a simple thing you can do to make the world a better place.
Yeah, energy is everywhere. And I love when I saw that you were both an electrical engineer, which is very science and heavy and like it's 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 very detail and math
And
intensive.
boring, probably many people
It
think.
sounds boring, but it's really not. And then you're an energy management specialist for human beings. I just love the way that that fits together so well. Because electricity is it's this ethereal thing that most people don't really take time to appreciate. And my son is he's an electrician, he's a master electrician. And he told me that they start out learning about Tesla. I was just like, he's kind of the father of woo.
Yes.
And here he is in this very science-oriented field. I think we've gotten to a point in society where we just like science is over here and science is everything, or whoa, you guys are way out there in left field and you're just all touchy-feely and nothing that you talk about is real. But the truth is they're both so intertwined, and you are the embodiment of the entwinement of both of them.
Yes, I do. And, but I have to admit, it also took me quite some time to, connect the dots. And But well, once I understood that how simple it is, then it made so much sense. And you know, it's like when you look at our body, right? We have, like, if you remember the biology class, then we have like the cells, right? And there is millivoltage between the nucleus and the cell, it's the nucleus and the cell frame around it. And this is supposed to be minus 70 millivolts. And in a way, the cell needs to keep this tension, right, to be really healthy and do the work. And cancer cell, by the way, has only minus 10 millivolt. It can't keep the tension, and that's why sucking all the energy from all the cells around it, and that makes us sick. And on the so we have these millivolts, right? On the other side, we have our brain communicating with our fingers, with our organs, so we can move, we can think, we can eat or speak. And this is, now it's our nervous system. But what is our nervous system? It's milliamperes. So it's millicurrents flowing through our system. And you know, if you bring the dots together, right, we all believe like that we have our phone, or like we know that when there's current flowing, there's an electromagnetic field around any electronic device, right? So if we believe that, even if we don't see it, why it is so difficult to understand that there is current and millivolt in our own body, so we're kind of a walking battery, that we have this electromagnetic field around us as well. It's just the same, right? It's pure physics. And once I understood that, I thought, oh wow, I have this electromagnetic field around me, you know. And then I started experimenting, and I started measuring it, and then you shift it, you raise the frequencies, and so I started working with it, experimenting, and then people started, what are you doing, right? You look different, you're sparkling. And so that's how I kind of started teaching them what I'm doing, and then I wrote everything down in a book, and sold it or put it on Amazon, and people are buying it there. So I think it's, as you're saying, many people work with this energy, but not many people can explain how it works together. And there are so many, as you said, similarities between electric energy as in our system, and also with our personal energy. It's almost the same. Like, we have resistance, right? It's the same with our network, right? If there is a resistance, the current can't flow, something is blocked, right? And you also mentioned it, our social life, if there is no electricity, it just breaks down, right? We just had this energy crisis here in Europe, where people the first time realized nothing works if there is no electricity. And on the other side, we have this huge amount of burnout, right? People, they're just empty. Their battery is empty. There's just nothing left. It's the same, right? And we recharge our phone every day, right? Why are we not recharging our personal energy? It's the same. Just do it, right?
And it sounds like, just recharge your personal energy sounds so simple. And I know that it is in some ways, but most people, it's probably not the normal things that you're told to do that are just more things for your to-do list. Would you say that's accurate?
I think, yeah, in a way, I would have thought for a long time, I would have thought the same. And but now, there's this difference between when you have only little energy, you're in survival mode. And then you really, I have been there. And then you see this endless to-do list, your chores. And I even felt my days were gray. Everything was the same, right? It was repetitive. And now I see the complete difference, because when you have so much more energy, you feel more alive on the one side. But the other thing is, you also see possibilities and opportunities. And the reason why is that, because you have the energy to execute it, right? And so you are much more in action, and whatever is happening, you have the energy, you're resilient, you will find a way out of it. And it gives you confidence and it assures you. So that's why I'm saying a life with more energy is simpler, because you feel more powerful.
And it's not, my point was more that you it's not about a longer to-do list for people who are already burning out. It's simple things that you can do, simple shifts, and it might even just be a thought that's different about how you approach things that
Mm-hmm.
can totally change the whether you're recharging your battery or draining it.
Completely. And the point is, as you said before, many people are not aware who or what is draining their energy or is giving them energy. This can be a task, or this can be a person, right? And it's different for each of us, because some things you probably love doing, they really drain my energy, and vice versa. So it's very good. The first step to manage your energy is to be aware, right? And there are also like these energy vampires out there. People, you just talk to them and then you feel completely drained because they just suck all your energy off you. And here you can kind of protect your energy to set energetic boundaries. And this is also very powerful for women, because I'm a completely people's pleaser, right? And it's so difficult to say no. And that's why my to-do list grew all the time. But once I started setting energetic boundaries and say, stop, I claimed my space, this is mine. People felt that. It was kind of like a buffer. And so, what I noticed, many people, it withheld others to even approach me and ask certain things from me, because they could feel, there is something. And it made my life so much easier, because if nobody asks, you don't have to say no, right? And
Mhm.
so it's so simple in a way. And I noticed this for me, it kept also my energy with me, because I was not urged to support and help others all the time, and I could use this energy for myself and things what I would like to do.
And what is your story? Tell us your story about how you realized that you were being sucked into this pattern of the people pleasing and the doing. The story of the couch and the grandmother. That's what I'm getting at.
Okay. um
Where
yes,
did this all begin?
in a way, this, and I think we all had kind of these kind of stories that, just as a teaser, in a way, that somebody says something to you and it changes your way you're operating, right? And in a way, yeah, I was on the couch, and then reading, and I really loved reading. And then my brother was there as well, and then my grandmother came in, and in her world, it was just not possible, to sit somewhere and read a book and just do nothing, in her way of thinking. And so she told me immediately, to get up and help her. And so it's not appropriate to just hang around and read a book, right? And she didn't. She only said it to me and not to my brother. And so in a way, it really changed the way that I wanted to. The way was, in a way, she was really very hard on me, because in her world it was not okay. And of course I wanted to be loved, and I wanted to please her. So I really understood I have to be there for others, to be loved. And that, so I really kind of worked all the time, supported them, also worked, did my at school, always tried to be best grades. And it was really kind of, this whole sentence just led me in a completely different way how I led my life.
And it's amazing to me the power that words can have on us, and they are two energy that can push us into a direction or repel us from going in a direction. And we use our words all the time. This is a podcast. Words are going out. And it's they can be so powerful to affecting change in the world. And it's an encouragement for all of us to watch our words and the words we speak over ourselves. And when you talk about boundaries and how boundaries fit in with the words that we speak, both internally and externally about ourselves, plays into that energy field. What are your thoughts on that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I completely second that. And I think it's, by saying words to yourself, it's just the way we are thinking about ourselves. And for me, this is just not just, but it's just a frequency in a way. And these frequencies, as you're saying, they're having impact. And I have a very good experiment for that. And I did it with my children, and it made them really think about it. There are these things that, like, you can boil rice, and you can put it in 2 different cups. And like on one cup we wrote, and we put a piece of paper, and we put it on the side, and we put it on it, and it was hate. And on the other side we put love on. And then I told them, to the one you always say bad things, just as an experiment, and to the other one you say only positive things. And the thing is that this hate rice, it got bad completely very fast, whereas the other one stayed for many days. And it made them think, and they could see the impact of their words on something living. And that's what I think is so powerful, because then when you really realize it, then you start thinking, do I really want to think like this about myself? Because then you have this energy all the time in your body. And this, of course, it can make you sick, right? As it does with the rice. And that's why it's so important to watch what you're thinking, and not only what you're saying to others, because both has an impact on yourself.
And an even further point about blessing your food. Whether you're religious or not, speaking well over your food will help your food organize itself in a way that will nourish you versus ignoring it while you're eating it. It will have a more negative, it can, I'm not going to say it will, but it can have a more negative effect on you long term. It's just the whole gratitude thing. We talk about raising our vibration. It's a frequency, it's energy, it's putting your cells in the state that they're supposed to be in to operate optimally. And there's just like all of these things that we can be doing to really live our best lives and feel good and feel healthy. They're not magic. They really are science based. Blessing your water, talking to your water. We're mostly water. Water is a great conductor of energy, of electricity. It's all biochemical reactions. Everything is energy driven.
Exactly, it's so true. And you can even I love the blessing what you're saying, doing that as well. And you can even ask the food that it serves you well, or it's optimal for your body. And even if you're kind of eating not so healthy food, in a way you can raise the energy of the food, right? And that's very powerful.
It is very powerful. So how do you work with people? Is it one-on-one, group coaching? How does all that look, and how do you help them?
I do different things. Do one-to-one, but lately, and I'm also running a 4-month mastermind where the participants, they come with goal they want to reach within 6 months, and then we work 4 months to remove all the energy blocks that are holding them back on all levels to reach a goal. Because I developed also a model. Of course, there is not only one energy. We call it energy, but it has different levels, right? Where we have this physical energy. This is the most fundamental one, because if you don't feel physically well, then of course it's very difficult to work on the other levels, right? And then we have the energetic level. Then we have the emotional level, where all our emotions are stored. And then we have the mental level, and then the spiritual level. And here we already, many people, when they hear the word spiritual, they think, oh, woo-woo. But for me, it's actually the most essential one. Because what, for me, spiritual energy in a way is, you know your purpose, you know why you're doing what you're doing, and you're really enjoying it. And when you have found that, right, and right, then you're kind of an internal power plant. You're generating all this energy by yourself, because it's so amazing that you're doing what you're doing. You love it. And that's why I think this is the most powerful level of energy at all. And that's why I really teach people how they can reach it. Yeah. And we can do that in masterminds. I learned that working in groups, you can shift so many more things in a shorter time. It's more effective. But you can also do one-to-one certain specific topics. I can also do one-to-one coachings. And in a way, they come with a problem, and then I just look at all the layers. And how I work is, and I have to tell that I didn't have that before. I just trained myself to do it, and so everybody else can do it as well. I'm kind of now, as we are with the quantum field, we are all connected. So I could come over energetically and connect with your energy if you allow so, yeah. And then you would ask me, I have this and this problem, and then I can download what's the root cause, the source of this problem, and then I know how to solve the whole thing. So for me, it's always important to find the root cause. It's not about like working on limiting beliefs. I can remove that like this. It's just a frequency. It's to understand, why is this limiting belief in my life in the first place, and go there and work there, because this is so much more sustainable. Because when you remove the root cause, everything connected to it dissolves.
But it's not a one-time forever thing. At least that's my experience. It's like you're as you move up different levels, and not necessarily the energy levels, but
I understand what you mean.
you may be operating in the spiritual level, and you may have think, okay, I've arrived, and then 3 days later you're like, oh wow, you're doubting yourself, and all the things that, because we're human and we're here to have an experience. And if it was all sunshine and roses, we wouldn't grow, because it's really in the resistance where the power gets amped up and can shoot you off. It's like when you break those blocks, it's not just removing something in your way so you can continue. There's a certain amount of energy that's built up to that block, like a dam that's holding a bunch of water behind it. And when you burst through that block, it's like whoosh, and then there's like a massive growth, and then it slows down until it pools up around this next barrier. There's always a next barrier.
Yeah. I think I fully agree with you that there are, I call it like the onions, right? But the onion system. But in a way, as you say, at least, it's like a computer game, right? There you're always, obstacles you have to pass by, or I don't know, outsmart the competitor or whatever. But you're always getting on a different level, right? So it doesn't. So maybe there are bigger obstacles then, or you have to be smarter or faster or whatever. But that you have grown in between, and that you can handle these bigger obstacles as well, because you practice through all the computer levels below.
Yeah, it's just growth, and it's exciting, and it's worth
Yeah,
it's worth the effort for sure, and it's worth getting help when you get to that point where you're ready to level up, because sometimes we just can't see what we can't see. We don't know what it is that's blocking us or keeping us small. Even as coaches, it's like I have friends that I reach out to or who reach out to me. They're just like, I'm here. And sometimes it's even just a matter of letting them verbalize it to me without having to. I'm not doing any coaching. I'm just providing a sounding board for them to help themselves. But uh, for that, for most people, it's really helpful to get somebody who is skilled at seeing what that thing is, the next thing is that you have to get out of your way to move to the next level.
that's so true. Yeah. And I think that there's even a reason behind it, because we are social beings
Mhm.
and we need each other to, see these blind spots. We can't see them ourselves. So we need others either to reflect or mirror them, or that they point it out to us. And I think, yeah, I think it's also good because, if there would be one person who could see and do everything, it would just freak out, right? So it's and that's always said, if you want to um, go fast, you go alone, but if you want to go far, you go in a group, right? And so it's always good to have people you trust and you can work with and support each other. And I think this is these new energies that are coming in, all this community, people connecting, like-minded people connecting. That's all pointing in the right direction.
I think it is too. I'm so excited for the direction the world is going. I know there's all this stuff out there, but overall, so many people are realizing that we have so much power within ourselves. It used to be, what am I? I'm just one person. What can I possibly do? Well, you're you're one very important person, and you're part of a collective, and you can do a lot. If you're shortening that gap for the energy transfer. And it's really all about energy moving. The Everything about life that we experience in this 3D world is about energy moving, energy in movement.
That's very good. Yeah, these emotions. Yeah. And I think it's, as you said before, we all have these questions, and I ask them myself as well. Who am I, to teach others about energy, right? But then, and also others then told me, this is very special what you're doing here. And that helped me as well to understand it, and said, oh, yes. And it's a process then but you start the journey and then you see which direction you're heading, and it's always exciting and interesting, and you learn new people, meet new people, you learn new things and techniques, and you can support many other people, right? And you get support from others, and that's what I really love about this exchange.
Yeah, I do too, and I'm a big fan of group coaching. I just community is really where it's at. When you get like-minded people together, just the energy exchange is so powerful to move
Mhm.
everybody forward, that one-on-one or just one person by themselves doesn't experience. It's just like magic happens in groups. My opinion, but
But
yeah.
do you measure the energy in groups? You know that there is a unit, you can measure it?
No, I had no idea.
Yes, there is one, because there's also one thing I was puzzled, because there's kilowatt
Mhm.
hours to measure energy, electric energy, right? And
Mhm.
I thought, there are so many similarities. Where is there no unit, I can measure our personal energy, because then in a way you can people show, right? And it's more for their mind to understand.
Hmm.
And then I discovered there is actually a unit, it's called bovis. And there was a French radiologist, and he discovered that like food has he tried to find a scale to measure how much life energy is in food, like in apples
Uh-huh.
and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And then he discovered his a scale, and it's still valid. And now you can not only measure the energy of food, you can measure the personal energy of people, like before a group session or afterwards, right? And you can see, as you said, the created energy together. Or you can even measure the energy of places, right? There are kind of very powerful places like the Taj Mahal or big churches, Notre Dame. You can measure the bovis there, and that's why people also go there, because they can recharge their energy in these super powerful places.
So interesting. I read this book recently. Um, it's about the Cathars, but in the south of France, and the magic that happens down there. And it has to do with energetic places. There's a lot in there. Um, uh, I'll connect you with that gal later. And when I share
Excellent.
this episode, y'all, I'm gonna share Alicia's episode with this because yeah, it's like it's amazing. Anyway, I'm sorry. I get so excited when I see these connections between things that are going on, and it's just like, hey, it's just so exciting.
You're a super connector. I can see that.
I am a super connector. That is
Yes.
my superpower, and that's, this is my job, just to get everybody out there and visible and let the world see what's happening and recognize that we are making a difference. We are changing the way the world is, and it's not going to be a really long process. It's going to happen, and it may take a few years, but we're going in a great direction. Don't get
We're gonna
distracted
see
by
it.
all
Yeah.
the scary stuff out there, because that's just an illusion. It's dying.
I love the energy. Yeah, that's yeah. It's always good to know with which things you spend your energy on, right? Things you can actually change yourself,
Mhm.
or things you're just wasting your energy because there is nothing you can do about that.
It's like, 2-year-olds. Just before they crash, they have this burst of energy. It's like they'll burn
Yes.
out before you can put them down. And it often is expressed
Yeah.
very vocally about what
And
they
then they're
are
like
not doing.
angels falling asleep, right?
And then they burn the last of it out and they can sleep soundly all night. I think that's what's happening now in the world. We're just getting the 2-year-old tantrum going. It'll burn out and then it's going to be great.
I love this analogy. Yeah, that's very nice. I
So,
keep that in mind.
so tell us about it, the energy stress management, the new way to deal with stress, ebook that you have out there, and a little bit
Mhm.
about the book that you actually wrote and how people can
Yeah.
find that.
Yeah, this is the ebook. You can download it for free from my website. And it's something, because, I'm still working in the corporate world, and I experienced, there's a lot of pressure, there's still a lot of stress. And that's why I thought, how can I support these people there the most? And that's what I learned is, as you said before, yeah, of course there is energy, but yeah, we can also talk and communicate with our body. And that's what it's all described in this workbook. In a way, it's very simple, that when you really feel stressed, that you connect with your body and you talk to your body, and you can literally ask your body to stop producing this cortisol and adrenaline, and you will immediately feel that it stops this production. And then you can ask your body to produce serotonin, right? And just when I speak serotonin, I already need to smile because I think it's such a positive word. And then you will immediately feel a difference, right? To get out of this stressful situation, which is harmful for your body. Most of the time, you don't even realize that you're stressed because it's so normal. And I think this is just, for me, it was very important to write this little book to show people, first of all, be aware that you are stressed, and we all are, most of us are. And second, yeah, you can change that, right? And not sometimes, of course, there's pressure at work, but it's all, you can always decide how you deal with this pressure, and that you're not stress yourself, and just by talking to your body and change, shifting the energy of it. And it takes maybe 5 to 10 minutes at the beginning, but then you're getting faster. But it saves you so much time for whatever you need to finish, because you're then so much more to the point, more focused, and more centered. And then you're so much faster to do everything what you need to do. And that's why I think it's a powerful. And the other book that's really, here I poured my heart into it. Yeah, it's Change Your Energy, Change Your Life. And here it's 77 energy exercises, and none of them takes longer than 3 minutes. Because, as I said, I know we are all very busy. You know, I have a corporate job, I have my own business, I have 2 teenage daughters, I'm a single mom, and I have a lot of projects like writing books and other things. So I know that the energy is really precious. And I know, of course, I like meditating, but most of the time you need more time. And when you're really stressed or busy, I just can't relax that much that I say, okay, now I take myself half an hour out here and do that. So I developed all these quick fixes where you can recharge your energy, set energetic boundaries, you can do your heart brain coherence, whatever you need, right, within 3 minutes. And I think we all have 3 minutes. And even at at my corporate job, you know, before a meeting, I just go to the restroom and then recharge my energy these 3 minutes. And then when I come out, I'm really ready for this new powerful meeting, and I'm there in a completely different energy. And my colleagues at the beginning, they always ask, what are you doing in there, right? You go in, and then you come out like completely sparkling and full of energy and
putting on my super suit.
yeah, exactly. What are you doing in there, right? That's weird. But you can do that everywhere, right? You can, some exercises, you know, and you can even do when you're standing at the cashier in the supermarket, right? Because nobody's noticing, you have to wait there anyway. And for me, you know, I really hated waiting, and now I see waiting as me time, because I can work on my energy, I can recharge, I can set energetic, I can clean my energy, I can, yeah, relax. And it's kind of these 3 minutes completely wellness just for me while I'm waiting at the cashier. And then when it's my turn, you're already relaxed, you're nice and friendly to the cashier, and she or he, they're really then excited about it as a friendly person, they're not in a rush. So even with these small things, you make such a difference in the lives of other people. And I think, yeah, that's why we are here, right? To make not only the world a better place, of course we want to do that, but it's so big, right? But if you just say, I make the life, or I have a smile for this person, whatever, and this short moment makes it better for the other person. I think that's what we all can do, and that's this book is supporting you in doing this.
I love that. I may have to read it.
I would love to hear your feedback, really.
I will. I'll give you my feedback on it. I've gotten to read so many amazing books lately from people that I've met on my podcast. It's just like, I love it. I have the best life
There's so
ever.
many amazing ideas and out there, and I'm always impressed, you know, how creative people are when they're like and with what ideas they're coming up. So it's really incredible.
It is. So how do people find you and your book?
It's very easy. You can, of course, all over social media, where where I'm sharing energy hacks or whatever whatever you need. At the moment I'm working a lot on abundance and money inflow. I give a lot of workshops on that.
Mm-hmm.
And and my web page, it's my name, it's www Cornelia Kavan with double N .com, and there you can even book then a complimentary personal energy strategy session where you come with one thing you want to look into, and then I can connect with your energy, download all the information. I can tell you what I get as information, what's the problem, how we can solve it, and then we can work on it.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Jill, for having me. And you're such an amazing host. And it was so much fun talking to you, and wishing you lots of amazing podcast guests. And thank you also to your incredible audience. I'm so grateful I'm here.
Thank you. To learn more about Cornelia and to find out how working with Cornelia might look, and to get a copy of her ebook or even to find her longer book, be sure to visit corneliakawan.com, and we'll be sure to put that link in the show notes below. Thank you for tuning in with us today. If you have a podcast or are interested in starting one to get your message in front of our large and active audience, be sure to reach out to us at support@heartlifecoach.com. We love to help spiritual entrepreneurs and coaches amplify their voice and monetize their mission, and offer a variety of ways to do this on Substack. Join us for our next episode as we share what others are doing to raise the global frequency. And remember, change begins with you. You have all the power to change the world. Start today and get visible.